Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to KrabsLab. This is day, I believe, 7. Yeah, day 7 of backtesting every day until I'm profitable. Right now, we're going to start a new month. We're going to be on July 2023, starting on the 3rd, which is Monday. We got 10 a.m. news here, and we're going to start this up on PipLabs. Here we got NASDAQ, July 3rd, and we're going to start this up. First thing we're going to do is we're going to skip to my trading time, which is 9:30 a.m. So I'm gonna mark that up right here. Skip over here, and what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna mark out my previous day. Hold up. I'm gonna mark up my previous day here, and we're gonna mark up previous day's highs and previous day's lows here. Right here we got previous day's high, and down here we got previous day's low, which we will have marked. So you can see right here, previous day's high was rated for liquidity. Could see a little bit of a down move, which we already got a reaction off of that. But right here, I'm gonna mark up Asia low. And right here we have London low, which is swept right now. But now we're gonna hop on the daily, our higher time frame. Actually, first, since it is a new week, we're gonna hop on the weekly. Previous week was bullish. Here it looks like we still have an unfilled weekly gap down here. We're just gonna keep note of this. I'm gonna mark this up as a weekly fair value gap down here that eventually this week price could draw down to and fill, and then have a reaction up out of that. But that's something I'm looking for later on in the week. But yeah, on the daily here, looks like previous daily closed bullish. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just skip exactly to my trading time right now, just to make sure that everything is good on the higher time frame. Hold up. But yeah, exactly 9:30 a.m. here, I believe. Oh wait, we need one more. Skip to exactly 9:30 here. Alright, so now we can check daily time frame. Previous daily closed bullish like that. We have this pretty huge daily gap right here, which is also the Asia low. So the Asia low is also the bottom or not the bottom, the top of this daily gap. But here we got the bottom of the daily fair value gap. But yeah, up here, let's see what we got. Looks like we have a daily gap right here in price. I'm gonna mark this up, daily fair value gap. Price may not reach this high right now, but I want to be aware of these higher time frame gaps and have them marked up. Hopping on the daily here, previous 4 hour, or not hopping on the daily, hopping on the 4 hour is what I meant to say. Previous 4 hour candle closed bearish. So our bias here is mixed bullish, because I want to go with the previous daily candle, because there's high probability that price will continue up based on this daily time frame here. But yeah, we got break of structure to the upside on the daily. We got candle closure bullish here on daily. 4 hour bearish closure, but it could just be a pullback. continue this second leg on the 4 hour. But we could also want to tap into this daily gap and this 4 hour gap, which is right here. We're going to mark up 4 hour fair value gap, which we will just keep our eyes on, and the fill would be down here. But yeah, based on this, I have my bias. Bias is mixed bullish, which I always want to go based on the daily time frame, but when the 4 hour is closed bearish, I just mark it as mixed, just so that I know if we continue down to have some type of retracement, I know why. It's because we're mixed and that 4 hour closed bearish. Ideally, I want both daily and 4 hour aligned and both of them to be the same, but that doesn't always happen. So when there's a situation like this, when I have a mixed bias, I always go with the daily bias being bullish. So yeah, I'm only looking for longs here. But yeah, let's hop on the 4 hour, see if we got anything significant up here. Doesn't look like it. On the 4 hour, all we have is this 4 hour gap down here. On the 1 hour, we don't have much. I mean, we have daily fair value gap, or not a daily. What am I saying? We have a 4 hour fair value. No, I'm tripping. 1 hour fair value gap down here, which I'm gonna just mark up with this box. Yeah, top right. And this might be a no trade day, just how I'm looking at it right now. I mean, we do have this daily gap here, but there's not much I like right now. I'm trying to be more selective in this back testing and also focusing more on liquidity and seeing which highs and lows are being swept. Like right here, we have previous day's highs being rated for liquidity, which means we could get a downside move, which we did. But now here looks like we had this London low swept, so I'm gonna mark that down. But yeah, the main focus, that something I needed to improve on in the past, was looking at which highs and lows are being swept, because that is a main driver of momentum in the market. Liquidity, highs and lows being swept, session highs and lows, previous days highs and lows. It's something that I'm trying to improve on and focus more on to make my strategy and make my system a lot better. But yeah, here we got the most recent low ran was London low, so that is a bullish confluence, but we don't really have any gaps that I can enter upon. We do have this daily gap, this 4 hour gap, but these are very wide gaps, so I'm not going to be using those at all. But yeah, let's see how price opens here at 9:30 a.m. But yeah, at 10 a.m. we could have a imbalance form possibly if we close bullish on the 1 hour, and then I would take a 1 hour imbalance entry to continue price back up, because we do have this London low liquidity swept. But yeah, let's see if our bias plays out bullish, but we're gonna skip a little bit faster here, 15 seconds. But yeah, this is what I want to see right now. I want to see this candle on the 1 hour close bullish, leave behind a 1 hour imbalance, which then I can take my entry on to continue price to the upside. Right now I'm just waiting on this candle to close, especially if we close like this, breaking structure here, and then if price would leave behind a 1 hour imbalance, that would be a nice entry for me. But yeah, alright, so nice closure. So now we have this 1 hour imbalance right here left behind. imbalance in price. So if price is to retrace here, we opened up 1 hour no bottom wick. I would say there's pretty high probability that we could continue down, form that bottom wick on the 1 hour, fill our 1 hour imbalance, and then continue back up, maybe target liquidity here, or let's just see how many points away, or target something above here to the left, maybe target this high up here. But for right now, let's just see if we can get our entry, because we might not even have an entry. Price could just pump right now bullish, but yeah, let's see. If we have no entry, that's okay. It'll just be a no trade day, and that is all good. But yeah, I want to see this come down, make the bottom wick on the 1 hour, fill this imbalance, and that's where I'll enter. But yeah, it looks like price is doing just that. I'm going to set my limit order right here at the 1 hour imbalance fill. And a 30-point stop here is perfect below these lows on the 1 hour. Target just a 1 or 2, but ideally we're targeting this buy side liquidity up here. But yeah, let's see if we can get triggered here. Now we wait. Was there news? Yeah, there's some 10 a.m. news. ISM manufacturing. Not pretty big news at all. It's not really doing much. But yeah, looks like we got triggered right here. So right now, let me just pause this so I could draw this up. We got triggered here on buys off this 1 hour imbalance stops. 30-point stop is what I normally use on NASDAQ, and the stop is also below these lows down here, so if price wants to go below there, trade's invalidated. But yeah, we have our entry confirmations. We have liquidity swept below this London low, and then we have our buys bullish, previous daily candle closing bullish, and then we had price tap in to fill a 1 hour imbalance. So yeah, we're gonna let this play out. W or L, it doesn't matter. Trade follows my plan, follows my bias, follows my rules. So yeah, let's just see how it plays out. If we go to 101 risk to reward, I'll be moving stop loss to break even. Hold up, somebody blowing up my phone. Looks like we might get stopped here and stopped out of that. So yeah, stopped out on that. So we're gonna journal it and move on to the next day. Oh, the next day is a bank holiday, so I won't be trading. But yeah, I'm gonna just mark up all this. The reason why I could have lost this was because we were trading around previous day's highs and they were swept and rejected off of. But I trusted my bias being bullish, so this was a valid setup. But let me note down everything that happened here. And I'm going to throw this into my journal, and then we'll be on to the next day. London low, liquidity raid, and then we had price. Tap. Price fill, 1 hour imbalance. Bias bullish. Followed. Valid setup. So yeah, we're gonna copy this down, throw this in our journal. If you guys want to grab this journal for yourself, it is inside of my Discord. Link is in the description. It's 100% free, of course. But yeah, here we had an imbalance fill, stop loss of 30 points, minus 30 points here. Net P&L minus 1,000, minus 1%. But yeah, we're gonna skip over to the, what is this, the 5th? I believe markets open on the 5th here. But yeah, entry time was 10 a.m. It was a Monday. But now we're gonna skip over to Wednesday, since on the 4th, it is July 4th. And market is closed. But yeah, we're gonna skip over. I'm pretty sure it's open on the 5th. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like it should be open. When the market's closed, you'll see this bank holiday. But yeah, let's see what happens on the 5th. We got FOMC at 2 p.m. Not really worried about it because it's at 2 p.m. But we're going to see how this FOMC affects the markets. But yeah, skipping over to July 5th now. Skipping over here to 9 a.m. And make sure your chart's on New York time, guys. Sometimes I be messing that up and it messes with my back testing. But yeah, let me just silence my phone because people are hitting me up. Hold up. Alright, so we're gonna mark up previous day here. What happened yesterday on the bank holiday? Pretty much nothing. We got some choppy price action here. But right here, we're gonna mark up just like before. This is very repetitive and it's like the system I like to follow. Previous day's highs, previous day's lows, they were swept right here at 2 a.m. and we didn't really get a reaction off that. Previous daily closed bearish. That could be why. We just closed below the previous day's lows and continued down. So we could see some bearish continuation here today. 4 hours bearish, daily's bearish, 1 hour's bearish. But let's mark out our session highs here. We got Asia high right here. And we got London high, I believe. I'm gonna use this one at 4 a.m. But yeah, we're gonna hop on the daily here. We already have our bias, bearish, but I'm gonna skip exactly to 9:30 a.m. So now we're exactly at 9:30 a.m. Let's double check. Daily's bearish, 4 hour bearish, 1 hour previous bullish closure. But these higher time frames is what I care about more. But yeah, right here we got a daily fair value gap, which if price goes down there, it will be filled. And I'm gonna mark this up like orange because, or I'm gonna mark it up like a purple. And this is my target drawn liquidity. Ideally, I want to see price continue down there today and fill this gap based on the daily time frame. But let's hop on the 4 hour here. Looks like we have this 4 hour gap that we're in right now. This is the 4 hour. Oh wait, this is the 4 hour gap. We're not in it right now. Never mind. Platform had to load, but ideally I want to see this 4 hour gap get filled right here. And we could even take a trade off of that to continue price back down when market opens, but ideally I want to see a nice retrace into that and then continue price down, because we also already have breakage structure to the downside on the 4-hour. We have this 4-hour candle closing bearish here, another 4-hour candle closing bearish here, so this would be a very nice higher time frame retracement here. I'm gonna pull my fib real quick just to see this. I don't use the fib a lot, but yeah, if we were to fill this 4-hour gap, we would also be in the fib like 50% zone for continuation. So yeah, I really don't like using the fib, honestly, but because there's just so many ways you can draw it out. Like, I see people draw it out like something like this. Like, everyone draws it differently, and I'm not sure how accurate like it is if everyone's drawing it out differently. But yeah, ideally I would draw mine from the previous day's high to the previous day's low, most likely, which is something like this. But yeah, I'm not going to use the fib. I just wanted to measure this and see what price is doing. But on the 1-hour here, we got this 1-hour gap up here as well. I'm gonna just mark this up. Gonna keep this one neutral color. But yeah, this would be a 1-hour gap fill up there. So yeah, I'm gonna write out my bias. Bearish. Why? Because the daily's bearish. And what I mean by like daily's bearish and 4 hours bearish, I mean previous candle closed bearish. Candle closures tell you a lot, and I found personally that looking at the previous daily candle closure, it's pretty high probability that price will want to continue that trend on the daily. Not all the time, but most of the time when I see a candle close a certain way on the daily, the next one continues that. Like right here, daily bullish, it's following it because this is a higher time frame. Like sometimes it gets choppy like here, but here we had daily bearish, boom, next candle, price continued down. But yeah, that's just something I like to do, and something that I've been doing for a while in my trading. But yeah, we're gonna see if we can get a reaction here off this 4-hour gap being filled. Let me just see, where would stops be? Stops would be 30 points above these highs. So yeah, I do like this setup. I'm gonna mark this up, arrow right there, and I'm gonna let price play. It is exactly 9:30 a.m. here, and let's see if we can tap into there. Oh, what happened? Let's play price, and price is highly volatile here, and we just tapped our entry. I forgot to hit pause, so what I'm gonna do, let me just play that back. Hold up, I just messed it all up. But I'm gonna rewind, because I couldn't even pause it to get my entry here. But realistically in the market, I would be having my finger on the sell button right here. So that's where I need my entry. I'm gonna be, let me skip over there, hold up. You know what, on this back testing, I think it's better if I just set limit orders so that I get filled where I need to. But yeah, right here, That's where I'm looking to get filled, and 30-point stop. Nice safe stop loss here. Target is these lows down here. Sell side liquidity down there. But all I need is 1 to 2. But yeah, let's put this on. And let's see how this trade plays out. Target 1 to 2. Started off with a L. But yeah, we're in here now. Price filled the 1 hour gap as well. But let's see what price wants to do here. Once again, if we get our 1 to 1, I'll be moving stops to break even. Got some drawdown here now, but we're gonna see what is good. And stopped out again. We're gonna mark this up. We'll throw this into the journal. 2 L's in a row is not the most fun, but these are valid setups. 4 hour gap being filled. Short. Follow daily bias. Bias was bearish. Entry time was like 9:30 a.m. Exactly on market open. Risk 1%. But entry confirmations here. We had 4 hour gap being filled. I mean, the issue here was we didn't really have liquidity swept. I mean, liquidity is being swept right now, but price is targeting these previous days highs here now. But yeah, ideally I wanted to see, actually, I mean, we did have liquidity swept because we had these highs here. But yeah, let me just write this out. Confirmations. We had buy side liquidity raid. We had 4 hour fair value gap fill. We had bias bearish, and that's pretty much all that I needed. But yeah, I just didn't mark out this liquidity, or it wasn't buy side, it was London high. Yeah, so this was a valid setup, just did not play. And yeah, we're gonna throw this into the journal. But this is why we backtest, to gather data and know how much our system is doing per month. That's the most important thing. Like, a day or two really doesn't matter, but I want to see at the end of each month how my strategy and system is performing. But yeah, on to the next day. Here is the 6th. This is a Thursday. Skip over there. Skip by hour. See what price does. What previous day's highs reacted off of that. Possibly filled something up here. Maybe not. But yeah, what is this? The 6th now. Skip over there. On the 6th here, we do not. Oh yeah, we do have news. 10 a.m. we got jolts and ISM services PMI at 10 a.m. which could make some movement in the market, especially with PMI, but we're going to see what price does. Hopefully get a trade before then, but let's see. Mark a previous day here. And previous day high up here. Previous day is low right here. London high. This is actually a lot easier, honestly, to just not delete it every time when I'm backtesting, because I used to delete all the lines and redo them. But here we got, alright, let me skip a little bit more. Looks like that was some news. What was that? Unemployment claims and non-farm employment. Yeah, that made a pretty volatile move. Today has some good volume with this news and some 10 a.m. news, so I'm expecting nice movements today. But yeah, Asia high is right here. We got London high up here, and previous day's low, which is swept right now by news. Wait, let's hop on the lower time frame and skip exactly to my trading time, 9:30 a.m. But yeah, hopping on the daily here, looks like we're bullish. Previous daily candle closed bullish. Looks like that news filled this daily fair value gap, so I'm gonna get rid of that. But that is another bullish confluence for me, having this daily gap get filled. It's something that I drew up earlier in the week, and now it's Thursday and it was filled with news. So yeah, we got that filled. We could see a movement up, but on the week we're still bullish on the week. And 4 hour, let's see, I don't have any gaps on the daily that I'm looking at. On the 4 hour, we still got some gaps in price here. I'll mark this up, 4 hour. And that's pretty much it on the 4 hour. Price probably won't get all the way down here, but we do have news today, so I'm gonna just mark this up anyway and leave this gap here, 4 hour gap, just to keep an eye on. But yeah, hopping on the 1 hour, let's see if we got any. Hold up, let me just clear this up. So bias here is more bullish. Let's just see what we have on the 4 hour bullish, daily bullish. 1 hour broke structure to the downside though. 4 hour, this could just be a 4 hour wick. On the daily we filled that gap, so I'm still very bullish. But yeah, I just don't like this 1 hour closure, but that was from news. But yeah, let's see what price wants to do. But we are below previous day's lows here, but we did close below, so I'm not the biggest fan of that. But right here in market open, I think that if we could fill this 1 hour gap here, we could continue up to fill this 1 hour imbalance right here, which price left behind. And also we have some sell side liquidity right here. Can mark this up right here as sell side liquidity. That would be swept as well if we fill up this 4 hour gap to then continue back up. And this is also a 1 hour gap, so we have plenty of confluence right here for longs, and target would be this 1 hour imbalance right here, which the news left behind. So we could want to see that get filled. But yeah, I'm gonna draw this as like a yellow because this is the next drawn liquidity that I'm predicting. But yeah, 4 hour previous candle closed bullish, previous daily closed bullish as well, previous 1 hour bearish though. But bias here is bullish based on the daily and the 4 hour. But yeah, let's see if price could fill us here. I'm gonna set my limit order, my buy limit, like down here. I want to see it get filled all the way. With 30-point stop would be below, almost below these lows, but right at these lows. So nice stop loss. Target would be up here, but all I need is a 1 to 2. But yeah, buy limit right there. Let's see if we get triggered here. But yeah, sell side liquidity sweep. We got previous day's low sweep. And we're almost tapped in here. If we fly bullish right now, that would be pretty unfortunate, but I wanted to see my 4-hour gap get filled all the way, but it looks like it just almost filled it all the way right there. But let's see. Speed this up a little bit. And yeah, that's pretty tough if we don't get filled here, but price is coming back down. Let's see if we can get filled. And we're filled right here. 30-point stops. Filled the 4-hour gap. I'm expecting a reaction here. But yeah, 10 a.m. opened. Now we also have some news here. 10 a.m. we got jolts right now and ISM services. But yeah, let's see what price wants to do. Realistically here, I would have my finger on the close button just in case price wicks down really fast, because this is during news. But yeah, let's skip by 1 second. But yeah, let's see what this news does. And if we get stopped here again, that's alright. This is why we backtest and gather data. But yeah. Skip a little bit faster here so we don't gotta wait. But 1 to 1 was hit. I'm gonna move my stop loss to break even here, making this risk free. And we're gonna let this play. It's either BE or TP here. Price is getting volatile now, but that is break even here. So yeah, break even today. And we're gonna mark up our confluences. Entry confirmations here. I cannot spell, but you get the point. What does this even say? Confirmation. Alright, whatever. Number 1 is bias bull. Number 2 is we have sell side liquidity grade. Number 3 had a 4-hour imbalance, or wait, no, 4-hour fair value gap fill. News at 10 a.m. Riskier. Risky play. So yeah, there's that markup that we ran. 1 to 1. Stop loss to BE. BE was hit. So now we have all the information about this trade. I'm going to throw that into our journal. Fair value gap fill here. Rules followed, yes. Screenshot we're going to throw in. Break even. But yeah, long position followed daily bias. Bias was bullish. Entry was like what, like 10 a.m. I think, maybe. entry here was 9:30 a.m. Probably like 9:40, but we just put 9:30 a.m. because it's still that 9 o'clock candle. So but yeah, here we got Friday now, and we're gonna move on to the next day. But yeah, that's that for this. Rules followed, yes. So yeah, we threw all that in, and we're gonna move on to the next day now. I'm gonna skip by 1 hour. This actually saves a lot of time here by not deleting everything I got. I'm gonna just be dragging it over to the next day. But yeah, here's the 7th. Let's see what news we got. Unemployment rate 8:30 a.m. We got non-farm employment change, average hourly earnings. So we do have some news at 8:30 a.m. Let's see how price reacts there. So news made a pretty big bullish spike, but then it reacted, swept these highs here, and then had a downside move. But yeah, right here, previous day's low down here. Sell side, there's some sell side liquidity sitting right there, but this is also the London low. London low right there. London, what's up here? Nothing really. Here we got Asia high right here, swept as well. So this was some pretty volatile news, which swept these highs, swept all this liquidity up here, sell side, or not sell side, buy side liquidity up here, and then caused a reaction to the downside. But yeah, here let's skip to our time of 9:30, and we're gonna check for our bias and mark up any setups that we see. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this. Our bias here, we're gonna hop on the daily. Let me just check the weekly again, still bullish. Filled this weekly gap right here as well, which I don't think I had marked up before, but weekly fair value gap right here, or weekly imbalance I mean, was filled. On the daily here, previous daily closed bearish, pretty strong, breaking structure to the downside. So we could possibly see a move down, but we don't have any major gaps on the daily. On the 4 hour, we're bullish. On the 1 hour, also bullish, but yesterday's price action was bearish. So my bias here is bearish, mostly based on yesterday. Daily candle closing bearish. So yeah, we're like mixed bearish bias. So we're gonna mark that up. Daily is bearish, 4 hours bullish, 1 hour is also bullish. But the main thing that I'm focused on is this daily candle. But yeah, let's see 4 hour. Do we have any gaps down here? Not really. But we do have a gap up here on the 4 hour, which we're gonna mark up here. Oh, and my bad guys about yesterday's video, no audio. I just didn't feel like speaking. It was a 3 hour backtesting session, and I sped it up so it's an hour on YouTube. But I just didn't feel like commentating, if I'm being real. But yeah, I'm gonna try and do more where I talk, but yeah, let me get back to this 4 hour here, 4 hour gap. Already got tapped into, got rejection. but here we swept this buy side liquidity on the 1 hour, swept this buy side liquidity. Do we have a gap down here? Not really. I mean, technically we have 1 hour fair value gap here that's not filled. This is a pretty small 1 hour gap. But looking at this, I don't think I'm gonna have an entry unless we come all the way up here for a downside move. But yeah, let's just see what market does. This might be a no trade day for NASDAQ. Yeah, I'm gonna skip this by 1 minute just because I know there's not really any setups unless price gets all the way up here, which it could. Let's see. 1,000 points. I mean, 10 a.m. here. And not really any setups here unless price got all the way up there. But yeah, no setups here today. We're gonna mark this up in the journal. No setups with my buys. I'm gonna throw this in there, throw that in there. Throw this on to the 10th, which is Monday now. See if there's any news on Monday. And I don't see anything. Is July 10th a bank holiday? We'll see. Yeah, no, it's not really a holiday or anything. There's just no news. So yeah, no news Monday. Could be a little bit slow. Hold up. Let me just silence this. But yeah, no news Monday. Price could be a little bit slower. But we're gonna skip over to there. We'll skip by 1 hour. Let's see what price does over the weekend. So yeah, we filled this 4 hour gap like we wanted to, but we filled it at 1 p.m., which is not in my trading window. My trading window is from 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. and 11 a.m. at the latest, but ideally 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. But we did get the reaction that I wanted to off this 4 hour gap following bearish bias, but it just didn't happen during my time. So that's all good. We're gonna move on to the next day, which is the 10th here on Monday. And we're gonna do the same thing as before. 10th is right here. And we'll skip over to my trading time. No news here, but same thing as before, marking up previous day. Right here we got, I'm predicting Asia high. Is this Asia high right here? I'm gonna just mark it as this one because this is also some liquidity above here, but above this structure here. These two candles formed a high, so that's the Asia high. Right here we got, not really gonna mark up Asia low because it's not too significant, because we have this previous day's low here. London low right here, I'm guessing 2 a.m. Yeah, so London low right there. Actually, I'm gonna just do this just so that we know. Yeah, so here's some buy side liquidity, and I'm gonna mark this up as like red because ideally, let me just check what bias is first. Yeah, so we're bearish bias. So ideally I want to see these highs get swept here, this buy side. Actually, I'm gonna make it like a yellow. Red makes it look like it's something bad. But yeah, I'm gonna wait for that to get swept, and then we have this fat 1 hour fair value gap, which I'm not the biggest fan of. And we also have it up here, so I'm guessing this is a higher time frame, like a 4 hour gap as well. But yeah, let's see. Oh no, it's actually not. So yeah, it's just 1 hour gaps. And right here we have a 4 hour imbalance. I'll mark this up as well as yellow, because ideally here at market open at 9:30 a.m. I want to see price reach into this buy side liquidity, sweep it, and that would also be tapping into this big ass 1 hour gap, big ass 1 hour fair value gap. That's what I meant to say. And then I want to target this 1 hour imbalance as a drawn liquidity. But yeah, on the daily here, we don't got much on the daily here. Don't really have any targets, except for what the daily tells us is that we have strong bearish momentum here. So we will be following that. Hopping on the 4 hour, what was it again? We're bullish. So we're mixed bearish bias again. 1 hour was bearish as well, I believe. Yeah, I hope I hope my mic is plugged in. Hold up. Yeah, thanks, Sean. But hopefully there's audio in this video. But yeah, alright, so this is the play we're waiting on. I'm gonna skip to my time, 9:30 a.m. right now. And we still got this 4 hour imbalance, still got these highs not swept. That's exactly what I wanted to see. But yeah, right here, if we can sweep this liquidity, I'll have my sell order right there. So I'm gonna place right now, sell limit order, like around right here, right when that high gets swept. Have a 30-point stop. I'm gonna see if there's something on the lower time frame that is sell limit. But yeah, I'm gonna see if there's something on the lower time frame that's protecting me here. But yeah, let's check the 30-minute. Not really. Let's check the 15-minute. We just have these highs here, but it does make sense that if price wants to sweep this buy side liquidity a little bit, orders here will get filled and push price back down. But yeah, on the 5-minute here, let's see. Yeah, so stop loss, I mean, it is above like these highs, but yeah, let's just see if price reaches into there. Market open, and let's see if we get triggered, and boom, we're in right now. But yeah, confluences here are pretty much this buy side liquidity being swept. Then we have 1 hour fair value gap tapped into. We have bearish bias here. Let's see if we can push 1-to-1 so we can move stops to break even. But yeah, I'm just pretty much riding this daily momentum. What just happened? I switched time frames too fast, but I'm gonna speed this up a little bit. Let's go like 30. Alright, so 1-to-1 hit. We're gonna move stops to break even here. Risk-free trade now. 30 seconds was way too fast. I gotta slow it down, like 15. But yeah, let's see if we get break even here or TP, and boom, that's our TP. got our 1 to 2. So we're gonna mark up our entry confirmations here. What that trade did is it just paid for the losses that we took before. And yeah, this was a nice setup. The main thing that I liked about the setup was this buy side liquidity being swept and raided, and we used that to our advantage. This was actually a perfect entry here. Just above this buy side liquidity, we had our sell order, and yeah, could have even had my sell order a little bit closer just to make sure I got triggered. But I had it just above this buy side liquidity here, and yeah, very nice entry, very little drawdown. We had a nice reaction off it initially right when we got in. But yeah, right here I'm gonna throw my entry confirmations, which is number 1. Number 1's always time, but I'm not even gonna put that like as a confirmation. But yeah, time 9:30, and then my real confirmations was bear daily bias being followed. 2. I don't know why I hit this arrow, but I can't mess with it. But yeah, then we had buy side liquidity raid number 3. Once again, I don't know why I'm using these arrows, but they're kind of fire. I mess with them. But then we had 1 hour. This was a wide ass fair value gap, but it was tapped into. And then number 4, or this wasn't really confirmation, but we had this 4 hour imbalance target draw on liquidity. So this 4 hour imbalance was our TP, and this was also a 1 hour unfilled fair value gap that price is targeting. So yeah, pretty much filled that imbalance, and that's where our exit was based on, and also our 1 to 2 risk to reward. As always, stop loss here was just placed above. Stop loss here wasn't like, there wasn't the most protection because it was inside this big ass 1 hour fair value gap. But let's see if on the like 1 minute if we had anything. I mean, not really. Like, the main thing about this trade was I was not expecting price to keep pushing above these highs. Let me just show this on the 1 hour. I'm gonna get rid of this big ass gap because actually I'm gonna just leave it. But pretty much I was not expecting price to keep pushing above these highs, these 1 hour buy side liquidity highs, and mostly because of this daily bias that I had. People are trying to long this breakout here, and that's where big money comes in, and they short against those people and they get their orders filled, because on the daily there's no reason for longs right now. On the 4 hour, I see why someone could have wanted to take a long, but based on all this daily momentum, longs weren't even in my mind. But yeah, that's pretty much breakdown of that. We're break even on the account now. And yeah, let me journal all this. And I think that's gonna wrap up this backtesting session. Actually, I think I might backtest later, so I'm gonna do another hour in a little bit. I'm gonna include that into this video, but yeah. Points here, we caught 60 points, stop loss 30 points. But yeah, the main thing, I'm trying to end this month green. I'm trying to stick to my plan, follow my rules, focus on knowing where liquidity is, and pretty much focusing on that aspect of my trading. And this trade was at 9:30 a.m. But yeah, setup, this was a I could call it both of these honestly, but if I hop into my trading plan, it was this setup right here. Bias, liquidity rate, higher time frame, fair value gap / imbalance fill. So yeah, 1 to 2 rules followed, yes, and we're gonna throw in these entry confirmations so that if I ever want to look back on this trade, I have all the information about it. If you guys don't have this journal, or you don't have a journal in general, it's definitely very important, especially for your like live trades that you're actually taking. Like this is just backtesting data, but on your live trades, it's very important to journal your trades and to write down like everything about them. Like here, I like to write down date, pair, entry time, day of week, bias, all this, everything. So that if you ever want to look back, look at this trade, I lost it, and why did I lose it? You can go in here and see maybe I did something wrong, or maybe I just followed my rules and probabilities didn't play out. But yeah, looking back at trades like here, I could have lost because previous day's high was rated here and price just wanted to keep continuing down. But yeah, so far this was about a week and 1 day of data here, break even here. But realistically, I'm trading NASDAQ and US 30. So if I'm usually break even on one, possibly I'll have something on the other, or the other will be a L2. But it really just depends. That's why I'm doing this back testing, trying to get more data on my strategy and build a confidence. But yeah, I'm gonna be back in a little bit for more back testing. So I'm gonna just resume this session when I get back. But yeah, peace. Alright, so now I'm back. We are on the 11th of 2023 in July on NASDAQ, and this is a Tuesday. So yeah, let's see if there's any news firstly. On the 11th, not really, no news here. But yeah, let's skip over to there. We're gonna leave this stuff up because like before, it actually is helping me. I just realized I still got this hella misspelled right here. Confirmations. Alright, but what I was saying was I'm gonna leave all this stuff up because it's easier to just drag it over to the next day, and it saves a lot of time because I used to have to delete everything and then redo it, and just takes a lot longer. And I've noticed even for just this 1 week of data, I did it pretty quick. But yeah, let's skip over here, mark out previous day. Looks like we still got this gap here. We're just gonna watch price, what it does. We're gonna get rid of this 4-hour imbalance. We're gonna get rid of, we could leave the buy side liquidity still. Yeah, let's just skip over a little bit more. I'm gonna make sure I'm still in New York time. Very important that your time that you're in is New York, because if like you're in a different time, it'll completely mess up your whole back testing and it'll just all be wrong. But yeah, I'm skipping over here to market open. Looks like we're still in this fair value gap. We don't really have any news today, so I'm not expecting the most price movement ever, but looks like pretty bullish here. Previous daily candle probably closed bullish based on this previous day here. But yeah, I'm gonna skip exactly to market open here. Here we go. And we're still playing around in this 1 hour gap, which isn't the coolest thing ever. But up here, I'm gonna mark up, we got London highs up here, which was swept. London high liquidity up here. We got, let's see, previous day's low is all the way down here. London low is here, I believe. Yeah, 4 a.m. Looks like this 1 hour gap, that's gone. And do we have a significant Asia low? Yeah. Below here we got Asia low, pretty significant. Price could want to retrace here right now, but honestly right now I'm gonna just get rid of this big ass gap because I don't like it. But yeah, right now I'm gonna mark up this 1 hour gap, and if price reaches up into here, it will be a fair value gap fill. I just don't want this big ass gap right here because it just ruins the charts, makes things look too complicated, too messy. But yeah, on the daily here we're bullish. I remember on the week we were bullish and we also filled this weekly gap, so looks like we're sitting around this weekly, what was a weekly imbalance. Where'd the candle just go? It just disappeared. But yeah, here we got previous daily bullish close and previous 4 hour bullish as well. I think my time here got a little bit messed up. But yeah, daily close bullish. I don't see any major gaps here on the daily. Looks like daily swept some of these lows below here, then continued up. So I can see how liquidity was grabbed here on the daily time frame. Now we could want to make a move up. Also on the 4 hour here, I don't see any major gaps in price at all. So moving down to the 1 hour, we got some lows down here, which is a bunch of sell side liquidity below this London low and this Asia low down here. So I was trying to find the money sign, got it. But yeah, don't see any lows here, or I mean I don't see any gaps here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hop on the 15-minute. Let's see if there's anything. We do have a 15-minute gap here. So I don't normally go down to the 15-minute, but since this is like a significant liquidity pool of London lows and Asia lows, if price retraces down here, we could see a move back up, and our entry would also be off this 15-minute gap fill. But yeah, this is going to be our setup for today. At market open, price retraces, sweeps all these lows here, these London Asia lows. We could see price continue bullish based on the daily. Previous daily is bullish, we're going to mark that up. Previous 4 hours also bullish. And 1 hour is bearish. But yeah, there's our setup. We're gonna set our order right here. We're gonna run a 30-point stop, pretty wide stop here below this 1 hour low. But I want to check if there's something. Oh yeah, and target's gonna be this liquidity sitting up here, buy side liquidity. And this buy side liquidity is also like some equal highs like this right here, almost equal highs, but this will be target. Let me just place this on top. But yeah, let me see if on the lower time frame, yeah, so I do have something protecting me here with my 30-point stop. I have this 15-minute low protecting me, and stops would also be below this 15-minute fair value gap. So yeah, let's see if price can draw down into that. And this ideally, it would be called a false breakout, setup. But another confluence that I have is this 15-minute fair value gap here that we could see get filled. But yeah, let's set our limit. Buy limit order down here. I want that 15-minute gap filled all the way, because then that means London low and Asia low would both be swept. We may have to hold a little bit of drawdown, but that's okay. But yeah, let's see what we can do here. Target 1 to 2. And buy limit. Place that, and let's see if we can get tapped in here. Looks like price is reaching for these lows down here. Looking good for me, but let's see. I'm gonna skip by 5 seconds. Price just reacted after we swept these lows right here on the 1 hour. And we may not get a entry. But yeah, speeding this up a lot. Looks like we're coming back down, and we're in now. And holding a little bit of drawdown, but I still am following my bias, following my rules. Pretty volatile candle here for sure, but let's see what we can do here. Filled the 15-minute gap, swept these London lows, swept the Asia lows. Fully bullish bias. But yeah, it's not looking the best right now, not the best reaction. But let's see. We got a nice wide 30-point stop. We're being protected by some 15-minute lows right here, which were swept. And we're still live. We're gonna speed this up. And that stop loss hit. So we're gonna mark this down and journal it. We're gonna, number 1 confluence was London Asia low raid liquidity. Number 2 was 15-minute fair value gap fill. Had no 1 hour plus fair value gaps. And number 3 was bias bullish bias was followed. So yeah, that's pretty much the trade. We're gonna throw this into our journal and move on to the next day. The reason this could have lost, this looks like it's not a news candle, but very volatile candle. And we closed below these lows here, and price just wanted to continue. But we had a 4-hour bullish, we had daily closing bullish, so it looks like it was just a little bit of a pullback here on the daily. But daily momentum is still bearish, so that's something I gotta keep in mind. But yeah, throw this in. Minus 1%. Took a long here. This was a false breakout. 30-point stop. Followed daily bias. Yes, bias was bullish at market open. And we're gonna throw in these confirmations here. And there we go. Also throw in my bias. And on to the next day. We're on to Wednesday now, the 12th, so we're gonna skip over there. So we'll skip by 1 hour. There's the 12th here. We got market open over here. Looks like there was some 8:30 a.m. news possibly. But it looks like price finally filled this big ass 1 hour gap, so we can get rid of that. Filled this 1 hour gap as well. Hold up. I thought my phone was off, but now we're gonna get rid of this, get rid of this. Mark up London low, I believe it's right here. London low 3 a.m. right there. London high here at 5 a.m. Asia low was right here, I believe. 1600. A little bit further, 1800. Yeah, London low sitting right here. Or not London, I meant to say Asia. But yeah, previous days highs and lows are right here. The low right there, in between this box of time. But yeah, we're very bullish here. On the daily, let's see, previous daily bullish closure. Looks like we are now reversing to the upside. 4 hour bullish, 1 hour bullish. So we're only thinking longs right now. So we're fixed bullish bias. Let's skip exactly to our trading time here at 9:30 a.m. and we're gonna see what we could do. Hopping on the daily, looks like we left behind the daily fair value gap right here, which I'm gonna mark up right there. Mark this as daily gap. And let's just see if we have anything up here to the left. We have we have some price action here. Mark this up with the line just so that I don't have to draw out that big fair value gap. But yeah, there's that gap on the daily. Hopping on down to the 4 hour. Looks like we have a few gaps left behind, some small gaps, but we're gonna mark them out anyway. Looks like we got this gap right here, very small gap, but I just want to have it marked just in case. But yeah, it looks like we have 4 hour imbalance right here. Very bullish push here at 8:30 a.m. Let's see what news we had. Yeah, so we had CPI, interest rates. Very volatile news here, CPI. It's something I never want to trade, but it happens before my trading window, so yeah, this is why you don't want to trade it. Crazy candle. If you're on the wrong side of this, you're cooked. But yeah, let's see what is on the 1 hour. On the 1 hour here, we got a 1 hour imbalance. And yeah, let's see what price wants to do. Ideally, realistically, ideally, I don't really have a setup because this buy side liquidity was rated, so we could possibly see a move down a little bit, retrace a little bit, but yeah, price also rated these highs all the way up here. But yeah, we're getting a little bit of reaction off of that high. But yeah, I'm gonna speed this up just cause I don't think I'm gonna get entry here. After that news, there's not much I can do. I mean, there is this imbalance, but that's just way too risky. We have no liquidity grabbed really. So yeah, this is a no trade day for me. Let's just skip this. And 11 o'clock now. Yeah, no setups here for me that I'm willing to put risk on. So yeah, no setups. And we're on to the next day, on to the 13th. This is a Thursday. So yeah, let's skip over there. I believe it's the 13th. There is 8:30 a.m. news, PPI, unemployment claims. And then in the afternoon, FOMC member speaks. Not worried about this, but we have 8:30 a.m. news. Could give some big movement here, PPI. See that news now? Nothing really happened at all. So some weak news. Very weak, but here's the previous day. Battle markup. Asia low is right here. 1800. See this candle? 1800 right there. We're inside of a daily fair value gap right now. As you can see right here. But we're gonna mark up our London low. Let's see what price did in London. Just push bullish. So during this New York session, we're looking to continue that bullish push. And also previous day was straight up bullish. But yeah, London. Previous day's high was right here. Hold up. Got too much stuff on the screen right now. London high up here. 5 a.m. high. Previous day's high. Right here at midnight. That's the highest point that price got to. Previous low. Right there. And Asia's not really too important here. But yeah, let's go over to the daily. We're bullish. Left behind a pretty big daily imbalance right here. And on the 4-hour here, looks like we have huge liquidity void. Just a ton of gaps left behind the price. So this is not looking the best to trade right now. Looks kind of gross on the 4-hour. Or not gross, it's just trending, but there's just a ton of gaps here that could want to get filled. But yeah, let's see on the 1-hour. I mean, on the daily up here, we do have this daily gap to fill. This could be what we're targeting right now. So I'm going to just mark that up to keep a focus on it. But on the 1-hour here, I mean, if we could sweep the London low, we could possibly have a move up from one of these 4-hour gaps. That could make sense right here. Here we got a 4-hour gap. And yes, pretty much. But yeah, ideally, that's going to be the move. If we can sweep the London low, fill this 4-hour gap, continue up. That's pretty much all that I'm looking at for right now. I'm going to play this pretty fast. Let's see. It's like 9 a.m. now, so it's about to be 9:30 in a few minutes here. But let's see what price does. I know that bias is bullish based on the previous day in London. Daily bullish, 4-hour bullish, 1-hour bullish. Everything's bullish again. But yeah, let's see here. Do have this 1-hour gap down here. But yeah, price is just straight pumping. Got this 1-hour gap here. I'm not going to take any imbalances here because there's not really any liquidity grabbed. I mean, there is this grabbed, but it's just not enough right now. Like, let's see what would stops here be. 30 points would be break even right now. Let's see. I mean, that's the move. Would I have survived that gap? I just don't like it because there wasn't a significant like session high or low. Previous days highs or low. That got swept. But yeah, it looks like TP would have gotten hit there if I entered based on this 1-hour imbalance at 10 a.m. I just didn't really like the setup. It's just I wanted more of a retracement. But yeah, that's that. Target was hit nicely though, this daily gap. But yeah, gonna journal this, and we're on to Thursday now. Or we're on to Friday now. So no setups again. I'm tripping. Right here, put no setups. And on to Friday, the 14th. Here we got 10 a.m. news. Consumer sentiment, not too worried about that. But we got some inflation expectations. Yeah, so not the craziest news. Is a red folder, but we're gonna see what price does. Skip over here. To the 14th. Let me just clear up the screen a little bit. Over here we got previous day's high right here, not yet swept or anything. We got previous day's low down here. I'll just get rid of this. Previous day's low there. London low. I'm assuming something like this. Yeah, 6 a.m. London low was swept technically. 6 a.m. London low was swept. And right here would be the Asia low. But yeah, let's hop on the daily. Still bullish here. Got this daily imbalance. Still left behind. And on the 4-hour here, looks like we got a 4-hour gap. And another one down here. But yeah, let's scroll all the way left on the daily, see if we got anything that we're targeting right now in the higher time frames. So it does look like there's a daily fair value gap all the way up here, hopping on the 4-hour. Let's scroll back there. It looks like we also got a 4-hour gap that we will mark up. Hopping on the 1 hour. Do we have any low swept yet? Not really. I mean, yeah, nah. We do have London low swept. And we have this 1 hour imbalance here. But let's see exactly when we skip to my trading time. Let's see what happens here. So we still got this unfilled 1 hour fair value gap. And we swept these London lows here. We could possibly retrace at market open, fill this gap, and continue back up, targeting previous day's highs. But ideally right now, I don't want to see previous day's highs get swept like right now before retracing, because then we could get a reversal from the previous day's highs. On the daily here, we're bullish, 4 hours bearish, so we're more mixed today. But let's see the 1 hour. 1 hour is bullish. But now I could see if these previous day's highs get swept, we could see a downwards move. But I won't be taking that since I want to follow all this daily momentum. I'm not shorting just yet. I need some more confirmation on the daily if I want to go into shorts. But yeah, here on the 1 hour, that's what I'm looking for. Looking to fill this 1 hour gap, then continue up. So yeah, previous day's highs were rated. Now let's see what happens. The next gap is all the way up here. And I'm not really looking to take a long now unless we close above here. If we can close like this and then get a 1 hour imbalance, I will take it. If I can get something off of this fill right here, which we might not get. So price is just very bullish. And it looks like we might not get it. Yeah, we didn't get anything there. It's 11 a.m. now. So no setups here. So yeah, that's that. No setups. And on to the next day, which is Monday. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of the week here. I'm going to be wrapping up this backtesting session. 1 hour backtesting per day. Went a little bit over today. But yeah, if you guys aren't in my Discord, make sure you hop in there. Link is in the description. We're starting to do some live trading in here. We got some resources if you want to study and get better. We got members here hitting some nice trades. We got funded traders in here. And yeah, everyone's on the same journey. If I hop into your Y, everyone's networking with each other. And yeah, make sure to hop in there. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. And until next time, peace.